When a romance ends, it's best to go your separate ways. But some women can't move on. A clingy ex takes out the competition.
It was one of the most sensational crimes of the century.
A wronged beauty wants revenge.
In her mind, she was defending her honor.
And a woman scorned targets an innocent.
Reena's mind was a Disneyland of emotions.
These deadly women can't cope with rejection. They're jilted and jealous.
Love triangles can be dangerous.
Who is that?
Oh, just a customer.
For some people, jealousy can become an obsessive trait. In this case, it was deadly.
Salt Lake City, 1956. Jean Sinclair is an independent woman.
Being the owner of a nursing home, she was in charge, and I think she was a person who liked to be in charge.
Hi, King.
Oh, hi, King.
Hi, King.
Good morning, subjects.
Jean's no princess. She's king of her castle.
This is Nancy. This is
She was
everybody
called the
here.
king primarily because whatever she wanted, she usually got.
Now, these are our resident card sharks.
Despite her appearance, which in those days would be considered odd and perhaps scandalous, Jean did just fine. People trusted her.
They do call me King, but Jean is just fine.
Jean's kind of type A personality actually fed her business sense. She was a hardcore businesswoman.
This is our on-site beauty salon. Lorraine here will have you looking $1 million.
Oh, you're too kind.
Jean's never married.
Lorraine, this is
She devotes
Nancy.
her life to her work. She has a special affection for in-house beautician Lorraine Peterson.
Lorraine was this bubbly person, a beautiful person. Pretty, she's divorced, and Jean takes a liking to her.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
And it was love at first sight.
Anything for my special lady.
In 1950s America, it's a forbidden love.
If it would have been public, it would have been very scandalous. In fact, it would have ruined their business.
Maybe that was part of the thrill for Lorraine and Jean, that they were keeping it secret. Maybe that brought passion into the relationship. So for 6 years, this relationship goes on. And most of the time, they meet at this secret motel, and they love each other.
Have a great day. I'll see you next week, okay?
Jean's devotion never wavers. She's there when Lorraine needs her most.
What's up, beautiful?
I'm not gonna make rent this month.
Jean helped Lorraine out financially quite a bit.
Jean says, no problem. She writes a check. I'll help you out.
What would I do without you?
You're welcome.
Stop it. Line of work.
But LaRae is keeping secrets.
I can't tell you that. I'll tell you later.
Where LaRae, I think her sexuality was more fluid.
Stop it!
I think she was more bisexual.
LaRae decided she wanted to be involved with men again.
I'll tell you later.
Maybe the secretive nature of it was too much.
No, you hang up.
Maybe she explored her homosexuality and didn't want it anymore.
3 o'clock on Friday. See you then.
Who was that?
Just a customer.
You know, here's Jean. She's helping LaRae with her payments. She's buying her gifts. They're working together. And LaRae comes and says, I want to see men now. Jean did not take it very well.
You have to leave.
I'm sorry I ever met you.
Jean soon realizes she can't live without LaRae.
Dearest one, I love you with all of me. I didn't mean it for a minute.
An outpouring of her affection for LaRae, saying, I love you, I want what's best for you, I don't care what you do with other people, I just want you back.
But she's now competing with a man for LaRae's affection. 32-year-old Donald Foster.
Don is like everything that LaRae is looking for, really. He's a good man, and he's a charming man. And their relationship develops to the point where LaRae and Don get engaged.
It's heartbreaking news for Jean.
Most people experience that pain and hurt, they let it go, and they move on. Not Jean. Jean is not gonna let this go.
I mean, what part of her getting married doesn't she understand?
When LaRae became engaged to Donald, Jean went a little nuts trying to break up that relationship.
It's the early 1960s in Salt Lake City. Jean Sinclair has lost the love of her life, LaRae Peterson, to a man. She wants her back.
Hello?
LaRae, it's me.
How are you? I'm fine.
I was thinking we could have a drink tonight.
Jean calls LaRae, and she says, hey, how you doing? Talk a little bit. She's nice. What are you guys doing tonight?
The happy couple already have plans.
We can't. Sorry, we're actually going to a movie.
LaRae says, oh, we're going out to dinner and then to a movie. Tells Jean exactly where they're going.
Maybe she has moved on.
LaRae couldn't be more wrong.
And that's when Jean went into murder mode.
Jean drives to the parking lot. Because the cars are so close together, she has to squeeze in between them. And at even one point, she's on the ground. Crawling, creeping, like a hired killer.
What is it?
I just keep thinking about that guy in the movie.
Oh, he was a scream.
At this point, Jean is past the point of no return. She has to kill him now. She can't go back. She takes that double-barrel shotgun and points it directly into Don's face. she pulls the trigger.
After eliminating her competition, Jean flees into the night before LaRae is out of the car.
Oh God, she's killed him!
LaRae starts screaming, and she actually screams, "She killed him."
She knew in her heart what had happened.
I just can't imagine her pain, her hurt. You know, Jean says she loved her. And what did she do? She took away the person that she loved.
But Jean believes she's cleared the way for true love.
If I get rid of Don, LaRae will come running back into my arms. This is like the delusional thinking of a psychopath.
LaRae is in no doubt who killed her fiancé. The police soon find out about the affair, and they come calling to Jean.
Take a seat.
I'll stand. I can't imagine this'll take long.
There was no other person who could have killed Don Foster.
When the police find her clothes, the game is over.
Those clothes, they're all covered in grease and dirt and remnants of a crime scene, really. There's probably a lot of gunpowder residue somewhere on there, too.
Jean's arrest captivates the nation.
A case like this was scandalous. It was headline news every day.
A woman who leaves her lesbian lover to go get engaged to a man, and that woman then kills the man. It was one of the most sensational crimes of the century, if you will.
In 1963, Jean Sinclair is convicted of first-degree murder. She is sentenced to life in prison.
For many people in the grip of a jealous rage, the only way to stop the pain they're in is to kill the source of the pain. Sometimes it's their lover, sometimes it's the other innocent party.
10 years later, Jean dies behind bars after suffering a stroke at the age of 56.
During the trial, the prosecutor said to the jury, "The love between women is a jealous love, and hell hath no fury." It was very sexist and very correct. In those days, the most important thing a young woman had was her virtue. And she had given it up for a man that had lied to get her in bed. She went nuts.
In 1861, Las Vegas, New Mexico on the Santa Fe Trail is thriving. And 19-year-old Paula Angel is the toast of the town.
She was conquistador background, very beautiful, long, dark hair, dark eyes, and alabaster skin.
Paula was the it girl. She was beautiful, she was from a prominent family, and she had a lot of suitors.
But none of them meets the approval of Paula's mother.
Paula, give your man a time of day.
She at least had the currency of her beauty in her favor, so she could afford to be fussy and picky.
Until Mr. Right comes along, Paula spends her days as a seamstress and her nights alone.
You can have whoever you want.
No man is good enough for Madre.
Then, 22-year-old Juan Miguel Martin walks into Paula's life.
Juan Miguel Martin was a very dashing young man.
How can I help you?
You can help me by letting me take you out.
perhaps.
When they met, it was magic.
If Madre approves.
I'm sure she will.
As soon as she saw Juan Miguel, that was the guy she wanted.
He is also the kind of guy her family wants.
Great family, good connections, money. This would be a perfect match for her.
Juan Miguel was also from a wealthy and politically prominent family in nearby Santa Fe, New Mexico.
You know I'm saving myself.
Oh, you are?
In these times, marriage is a woman's best prospect, and Paula can't wait for Juan Miguel to pop the question. But he's got other priorities.
But we aren't married.
But we will be.
Paula was under the assumption that he was going to marry her. She loved him more than anything.
Paula's virtue is her most valuable asset, but she hands it over.
She put aside everything because she had that love for him.
Can I tell Madre we are to be married?
Soon. Very soon.
Paula's gambling with her reputation.
I've got business now.
Juan Miguel now holds all the cards.
In the Old West, without your good name, you had nothing.
Paula had no experience with a one-on-one intimate relationship with a man. She thought all men were like her dad, honorable. She was wrong. Despite his pedigree, Juan Miguel loved to walk on the wild side. He liked the ladies of the night.
That's extra handsome.
He hung out with prostitutes.
You're worth every penny.
He went to some of the cantinas on the shadier side of town.
Lying was very easy for him. And Paula was just a next notch on his belt.
Juan Miguel's carousing is hot gossip in Vegas.
What have you heard?
Word soon gets back to Paula.
They were both well known in their communities, and everybody was whispering behind their back.
Paula's just crushed. She thought that this was for real. She thought she was being courted for marriage, and he's being unfaithful in such a public way.
It was time for the big confrontation.
Las Vegas, New Mexico, 1861. 19-year-old Paula Angel has been betrayed and humiliated by the man she loves, 22-year-old Juan Miguel Martin.
Hello, my beauty.
Your fine words mean nothing. I know about your whore.
It's just talk.
Despite the fact that Paula had found out that Juan Miguel was catting around in the whorehouses, she still wanted to marry him.
He's taken her virginity. Only marriage can save her reputation.
You're the only one for me.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He was a player.
How can I believe you?
He's not ready to let her go yet. He wants this to be his call. This was a huge ego thing for him.
Tomorrow, I'll see the priest for our wedding.
He promised to see the priest with her the next day.
Paula wanted to hear this more than anything.
Paula was on cloud 9. She was singing and happy. She thought, well, this is it. I'm going to get the man I want and get married. But that was never his intention.
I miss you so much.
I have missed you too. I hope the children still recognize you.
What Paula didn't know about Juan
Hello, my beautiful.
was that he was a 22-year-old married guy with 5 kids.
He said he'd be back. He promised.
She finally figured it out. She'd been played.
Forget about him. He doesn't deserve you.
I'm ruined.
In those days, the most important thing a young woman had was her virtue, and she had given it up for a man that had lied to get her in bed. She went nuts.
Dressed in her finery, Paula heads for the bad side of town.
The reason she looked so fabulous is she wanted Juan Miguel to see what he was going to miss out on.
I think there was still just a little corner of her that hoped that this would all go away, that somehow it would be made right.
Let us speak the truth. Will you honor your promise of marriage?
So here are these 2 people from the most prominent families in town, outside of a saloon in a very bad area, and they're having an argument for everyone to see.
I'm certainly not taking a plaything like you to my family.
He told her in no uncertain terms that he had no intentions of ever marrying her.
Juan Miguel leans in and says,
You little fool.
big mistake.
Even a sweet girl like Paula can be pushed too far.
She took the knife that she had for protection and plunged it into his back.
He turns around to look at her, and she plunges the knife in again, and this time it's up under his ribs.
And as Juan Miguel bent over in pain, she did the final fatal blow to the back.
Paula makes no attempt to escape.
In her mind, she was defending her honor.
In the Old West, a scorned woman sometimes received leniency, but not when the victim is from a powerful family.
Juan Miguel's family went to extreme lengths to see to it that Paula was convicted of murder. They hired a sleazy, dishonest lawyer, and they bought the judge.
In March 1861, Paula Angel is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to hang. But her misfortune doesn't end here. Her custodian, Sheriff Herrera, decides to make her final days hell.
Paula Angel! You have only 12 days to live.
The sheriff had a party with her emotions, teasing her, telling her every day, well, you've got 19 days left to live.
You only have a few days to live.
He was horrible, and he enjoyed it.
She was becoming so nervous and so frail that they were afraid that she wouldn't survive to be executed.
Paula survives long enough to become the town's entertainment.
People used to make a day of it. You bring the kids, you bring the family dog, you come out with a picnic basket and you watch the hanging.
Yeah, here.
When they brought her out, she was so gaunt and so frail. They were just gasped from all around the people. Her mother was just devastated.
Breaking protocol, the vindictive sheriff doesn't tie Paula's hands. It's a terrible mistake as she struggles to free herself.
You forgot to tie her hands.
Didn't tie her hands? What's wrong with you?
While she was kicking with her hands around her neck, trying to loosen up the noose, the sheriff came over and started pulling on her legs to make sure that she was going to have the full effect of the hanging. And when this didn't work, people in the crowd became enraged.
Go get the carrots, get the carrots. Go, 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 go.
It's Paula's chance to go free.
There is an unwritten law in the Old West that if someone is hanged and they survive the hanging, that's it. They can walk away. It's considered an act of God.
But Paula is too weak to run. Again breaking protocol. The sheriff strings her up. Paula Angel dies on a sunny April day in 1861.
In the vast majority of cases where someone loses their temper, it's known as a crime of passion. Other women in the similar circumstances in the 19th century walked out of court, but Paula got hammered.
The rumor is that the cottonwood tree, where Paula was hanged, when the leaves change color, they don't turn to gold, they turn to blood red.
We're not happy, Reena. You know this, so do the kids.
Staying in a loveless marriage because there's so much money is a good way to get trapped. And what happens to people when they feel trapped? Nothing good.
Berkshire, England, 1998. Reena and Paul Salmon have it all. A beautiful home.
Guess you little monkeys.
2 children. And money in the bank, thanks to Paul's successful IT consulting business.
Reena and Paul had a wonderful life financially. Reena would fly to New York to shop for clothes. Everything looked great.
They are new to town, but have no trouble making friends. Reena and 32-year-old hairdresser Lorna Stewart click instantly.
So, beer? Wine?
Sounds good.
Lorna is a bubbly, sociable person with her own business in an affluent part of London.
They seemed to share the same values, the same interests. They laughed at the same things.
When Lorna and Keith met Reena and Paul, they all hit it off very well. Spent a lot of time together, went out to dinner, went on vacations together.
But this perfect life that Reena seemed to have was really a charade.
Paul's often away on business, leaving Reena alone.
Despite the fact that life was good, Paul was making good money, they lived in a beautiful home, Reena started suffering from depression.
She was suffering from appalling back pains, which brought about severe depression. She was binge eating, and she had a host of other ailments.
She would drink too much on occasion. She was very unhappy. She would take antidepressants. Certainly her mental health was very precarious.
Reena?
Paul often arrives home to chaos.
I thought things were getting better.
Well, how can they be when you're never here?
I'm working for us, okay, and the children.
Reena and Paul's relationship was falling apart for a long time.
You wouldn't leave me! You wouldn't dare!
Reena turns to her new friend, Lorna.
Is everything all right, love? Honestly, no. It's Paul.
When you're in an unhappy marriage, the thing that can keep you going is a very good friend, is a close friend, is a confidant, a soulmate.
He's always on at me, no? Reena, stop sleeping so much. Reena, stop eating so much.
I had no idea. Any consolation, Keith and I have troubles too.
Lorna tries to reassure her friend that everything will be all right. But it won't be.
Reena, we need to talk. We're not happy, Reena.
What are you trying to say?
It's over, Reena.
When he ultimately rejected her, she felt that it had all been for nothing, that she'd humiliated herself. And she did have a very strong fear of rejection.
If you leave me, I'll make you regret it.
I've made my decision.
Staying in a loveless marriage is a good way to get trapped. And what happens to people when they feel trapped? Nothing good.
In Berkshire, England, Reena Salmon is trying to save her marriage with support from friend Lorna Stewart.
He will not be able to resist you in that. I hope not.
Do you think we can work it out?
He's just going through a phase. All men do.
But soon, Lorna finds herself listening to the other side.
Yeah, I wanted it to work. I tried. I did, I really tried, but she just...
I had no idea it was so bad.
Then, in a bizarre twist, Paul becomes interested in Lorna. It's almost as if Paul believed that Lorna knew the secrets of his broken marriage, and that made her someone he could be more intimate with.
Do you, want to go for a drink? I could really use one.
Sure. Why not?
Paul decided that Lorna was the woman for him, and Lorna fell very hard for Paul.
You make it very hard for me to behave myself.
Their affair was an absolute classic. It was a cliche. They would go to hotels, making up excuses to their spouses as to where they were. And they really took risks.
This can wait.
The affair goes on for 3 months until Reena finds out.
Reena, What are you doing?
What you drove me to do.
What?
I know about Lorna.
This was the ultimate betrayal by Lorna on her supposed best friend.
Reena went into complete meltdown.
She was my best friend. How could you?
You're gonna wake the kids.
Why do you care?
She was very, very badly affected.
If I die, I'll take them with me. I will.
It's one thing to become suicidal, but to develop a suicide pact with your children, at that point, Reena should have been hospitalized.
But Reena doesn't want help. She wants revenge.
Let me in! Lorna, let me in! Let me in! Now you can see what type of man your father is.
You didn't need to bring the kids into this.
Reena had so lost touch of reality that she didn't even think twice about involving her children in this toxic separation scenario.
Reena began treating her children as if they were her adult girlfriends, dragging them over to Lorna's and pointing at her and saying, "This is the woman that ruined our marriage."
Reena, stop. Reena, stop it now!
Reena attacks her husband with car keys.
She doesn't have an off switch anymore. She can only think of one thing, and that's her husband's betrayal.
Lorna leaves her husband and settles in with Paul. They're both ready for a fresh start.
I think I just felt a kick.
Reena probably hoped that Paul would eventually come back. But when she found out he was going to be having children with Lorna, that meant the fantasy wasn't going to happen. And Reena couldn't take it.
This is the final insult. This is the final nail in the coffin of her relationship with Paul. And she cannot accept it.
On September 10th, 2002, it all comes to a head. Reena plans to fix things.
When she finally decided the time was right to do it, you'd think she was getting ready for a big social event. She gets her best clothes and jewelry on.
Hi, Lorna.
Everything to her is mapped out, in a sense, in her head.
Please, Reena.
And Reena believes not only that she is right, but that she has the right to do what she's about to do.
Please don't. He's not worth it.
They were her last words.
Not only did Reena get rid of her nemesis by killing Lorna, Lorna was pregnant. So for sure, Paul would not be enjoying a new baby with another woman.
Reena sits down, gets out a packet of cigarettes, starts smoking. This is part of the normalness of that day for her.
She then texted Paul and she told him that she'd shot and killed Lorna.
She was at the mountaintop at this point. The deed was done. Lorna was no longer around. She would not be having Paul's babies, and that's why she didn't run away. It's like, okay, take me. It's over.
As she's arrested, Reena pleads confusion.
I came here to shoot myself in front of her.
Reena said she planned on killing herself very publicly. Maybe that was her plan all along, maybe not. One thing is for sure, Reena's mind was a Disneyland of emotions.
In 2003, Reena Salmon is convicted of murder and sentenced to a minimum of 14 years behind bars. Jealousy, depression, and drugs are a potent mix at any time. But for this woman on the edge, it became a license to kill.
For Reena, the idea of a life without Paul was incomprehensible, and it caused her intense pain. By killing Lorna, she was eliminating the source of the pain.
In 2016, Reena is diagnosed with a terminal illness and released early.
The vast majority of people serving time in prison for murder are not dangerous. They had someone that they believed they needed to kill for whatever reason, and they will never kill again. Reena might be one of those people.
These deadly women wouldn't accept their relationships were over. Jean Sinclair killed her lover's lover. Paula Angel slayed the cad who stole her innocence. And Reena Salmon gunned down her ex's pregnant girlfriend. All three should have walked away, but they were jilted and jealous.